Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Welcome to our show. Tonight is Tuesday, January 21st. We want to welcome you. It's freezing in New York, it's 11 degrees, and a lot of crazy stuff happening all over the country. But we're here and you're here, and thank God for that. So, we have two gorgeous and talented beauties tonight. It's going to be gorgeous overload and talent overload tonight. We have Mia Gentile, no relation. We always say that we know of. You never know. And Dana Craig, two amazingly talented, wonderful, bright lights. And they're joining us tonight. So, Leo, hit that promo.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Who I am.
Welcome back. We're glad you're here. We're here every Tuesday night, as we say, come hell or high water. And I think we've missed one. I think there was a technical difficulty show, but we're going into our 8th year. We're really excited. So let's see who's joined us already. Danielle Alexandria Alchemy. Hey, D, what's up? Danielle is a spiritual medium, a psychic, past life regressionist, a reader. She talks to the other side. It's incredible. D is really talented. So if you want to find D, you go to Danielle Alexandria Alchemy.com. She has many, many, many great things that she offers. Spirit animal readings. I'm a big fan. She's my friend, but I'm also a big fan of her work. So go and check her out. I can't say enough about it. Speaking of fan of, Lori Towers and John Pietero, my buddies, who I saw last night. I've actually seen you guys twice in 2 weeks. How nice is that? So they were at the Stonewall last night because we had Chauncey had his freakout show. But before that, there was an incredible movie that Chauncey. It was a documentary, and I highly recommend it. It's called 1946, and what it is, and actually I found out it's on Amazon Prime because I think they hadn't. It wasn't available unless you went to their website, but now it's on Amazon Prime as well. And it's about the Bible and when homosexuality was put in there. It wasn't what you think it is. It wasn't put in until 1946. And they translated something incorrectly and they called it that. So, anyway, it's an incredibly interesting and very well put together documentary. So go and check that out. 1946. It's on Amazon Prime. Leo, go. What did you want to
From
say?
what I understand, they put in a lot incorrectly. From what I understand.
Oh man, if you see this thing, parts of you will be like on fire with rage, and the other parts of you will just be like you're kidding me, right? And there's a lot of there is tenderness in there too. Like there's a lot of tenderness. I don't want to give it away, but it's only about an hour and a few minutes. It's worth it. Please, 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 please go and watch it. Anyway, Jill G has joined us. What? Star sighting. Chrissy Mickelson. Hi, honey. So good to see you. So many great people. And now I want you to talk about John and Lori's show on Wednesday nights. Leo.
John and Lori, my what I do on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
When I tune into Sheena's Jungle Room on WFMU.org, and I listen to Lori tease John, and I listen to John spew out some wonderful poetry and history, and they both put together wonderful playlists of just you can't really eclectic music, from poetry to blues to jazz to folk to the good downtown underground rock.
You still have that little cold, huh?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Plus, it's been windy and dry out here.
Yeah, Leo lives in California, so
we just got our power on. Probably we have a generator nonetheless here, but we still had power go out on our whole mountain because of fire danger. So, and
Oh
it may
my
happen
goodness,
again.
honey.
So,
I'm so glad you're okay. So Christy says, "Good evening, everyone. It's cold here in Amarillo, Texas. Really?
oh
We
yeah,
have
it's
been in the
snowing down there.
negatives that night. I can't believe that. I hope you're all staying warm. Well, thanks for saying that. I hope you're staying warm, honey bunny. I got a funny story at some other point in time about these Brazilians that moved in upstairs, and they were in a full-on panic about the weather. And I had to go up there today and talk them off the ledge. And
That's funny.
explain to them that they're not in Brazil anymore. But it's okay. Anyway, trying to. All right. Well, we're glad everybody is here. We have a very special show. We have two amazingly talented women. I'm so happy to have them. It lined up perfectly. And but Leo, did you? I want you have a special tribute you want to make tonight,
That's
right?
true. So everybody knows Maria's a teacher. I'm a teacher. A lot of our friends are teachers, and um, this past week, one of my influential teachers just passed, Miss Kirby, Miss Peggy Kirby. I went to St. Alfonso School, I went to Catholic school for 8 years, and she was our fourth grade teacher. So, right as we're becoming to change and our bodies are changing and such, Miss Kirby was our teacher. And then she also was our teacher for the seventh and eighth grades. And we were the same class together. We were 38 kids all together.
Mm.
But she taught many more years out of that. There's a whole bunch of people. But she is the reason for my love of Harriet the Spy, of Wilbur, Charlotte's Web. Um, and before I sing her little silly song that she used to sing to us that made me laugh so much that I had to get put out of class for 15 minutes.
Were you one of those kids that had to get put?
This was a funny song, but it was seventh grade. I remember we were all going through our changes. That's when I was beginning to realize the rainbow inside of me in a Catholic school.
Oh yeah.
And there
Well,
was just,
you got to watch 1946. You'll love it.
and there was just a moment when I was feeling down and we were all inside. And Miss Kirby remembered that I didn't get my ice cream from whatever treat from the day before. So she saw me by the window and just because she said, "Here, you forgot this," and I was the only one that got an ice cream that day in that class. And I just remember, amongst other things, how influential and how much her influence comes out now when I'm working with second, third, fourth graders and trying to
Wow.
build a tween program. But it was fourth grade, and she sang this song that there once was a chickie who couldn't lay an egg, so we poured hot water down her long left leg, and she heckled and she jeckled and she freckled all the day, and the poor little chickie laid a hard-boiled egg.
Oh, and you thought that was the funniest thing in the world.
From fourth grade, the stupid things you remember from fourth grade.
Isn't
But
that
anyway,
crazy?
she was a wonderful teacher to hundreds of students, and
Oh,
I'm hoping to get down there to pay my last respects. But thank you, Miss Kirby, and anybody who's watching tonight on my channel, my fellow classmates and stuff. There's her information. It's posted on my Facebook page. Let's go give her the honor that she deserves.
Leo, that's so beautiful, honey. I love that. To me, teachers are the most important. Teachers and nurses are the most important people in the world. Talk about unsung heroes. And so
Yeah,
I always feel like so indebted to them. And my teachers shaped my entire life. I don't know where I'd be without my teachers.
yeah.
So I
Those
love,
8 years were just our formative years.
of course. Oh my God. And you remember, I love that you remember that story about the ice cream because we remember that stuff. You remember all of
Yeah.
it, you know?
I
Oh,
think I
that's
was telling you
beautiful.
earlier in seventh grade, the girls they all synced up as they all achieved their womanhood. And so I remember Miss Kirby having to deal, and she also was we were a rowdy 38 kids, all of us
Oh,
together.
that's
And
a
the
lot. But you
memory,
see, that's what teachers used to have.
oh yeah,
Can you
we used to
imagine
do,
38 kids? That's a lot of kids.
and we got in trouble, and she would get in trouble because we got in trouble. Um, God bless her.
Well,
I'm
God
glad
bless
she's
Miss
resting in
Peggy
peace.
Kirby, and up there looking down at you and be feeling very proud that you're a teacher yourself, Leo, and you do beautiful work at your school. So God bless Mr. Leo so he can do the great work that he learned from Miss Kirby. And speaking of school, one of my high school friends, Stephanie Greco, is here. Hi, honey. Mrs. LaRossi, you remember my favorite teacher of all time. My favorite teacher of all time, Stephanie, was Mrs. Rosen. She was fantastic. She was our poetry teacher. She just had the best classes. She directed the big shows. She was great. You see, you don't forget those people. Let me see. Someone else popped in and said something that I missed. Oh, Rena Crinielli Bergie, my cousin from Massachusetts. Hello and happy Tuesday. Hi,
Hello,
honey.
girl.
And happy birthday to your beautiful mom, my Ziana, who we love. It was her birthday 2 days ago. So
Happy
happy
birthday,
birthday to
Jana.
Ziana. We had a happy birthday Ziana show. Remember that?
That's right. Oh,
That's
that
right.
was good. It was
My
fun.
family popped on. That was really fun. Okay, so we want to put out a shout out and then we're going to zoom in our first guest. But there's a great reopening happening this week. So the sad news is that the West Bank Cafe closed under its old ownership of, I think, like 30 years or something, or maybe more.
Yeah.
The great news is it was saved by Michael Dangora and his husband. And they are now and they are now the new owners. How beautiful is that? And they are reopening this Thursday, January 23rd, 4 o'clock. The doors open. So if you and there's a whole schedule if you want to go to their, go check it out. They, I believe, 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock on weeknights, and then weekends it's a little bit different. But go and check it out. Might be that might be changing, but please go and support them. They've done a great thing, and we want to help our friends, and we love that they saved that place because it's a great place to go before the theater or just anytime.
Look, friends, when a restaurant closes and reopens, it's a blessing, especially something like that. But you can't think that everyone else is going to take care of it. You can't think, oh, I'm going to stay home today if you want to go because everyone else will pay. That's not how it works. You all have to keep going. You all have to keep supporting. You all have to keep tipping, please, because you can't just assume that something's going to be there forever. If you want it, like our freedom, we have to fight for it. You have to make it last.
Yeah, and a lot of places took real dives during COVID and never really bounced back.
And you can't run a restaurant like you used to. It's not the same as we used to in the 20s and 30s and 40s. Up until probably the 80s was the last time you could really run a restaurant the old school way.
Right.
Everything now is, servers want to get paid more than just the credit that the owners used to pay them.
Right.
They want to get paid minimum wage plus tips. They don't,
Well, yeah, but the
with your
minimum
staff.
wage for service, because I'm fall under that.
Well, you're in New York now, but
it's
in
nothing what you think it is. It's very
No.
little. So
And it's even worse if you're in the Midwest and you're in
Yeah.
they only make $2.16 an hour still.
Yeah.
If you're a server.
And people don't
So-
realize that. So make sure you tip your servers and your bartenders. We make about you don't believe what we make a night if we don't get tips. Okay. But that's the way the system works, and it's okay. I'm all right with it. Not complaining. Okay. So because of my wonderful jobs in all the bars I work at, this is where I met both of these lovely ladies. But our first wonderful, lovely lady that we're zooming in has the same last name as me, although we're not related that we know of.
Sure. Are you sure?
I don't know. We might be, but it makes me proud that people think we are because this girl's got some pipes.
I think we need what's that program on PBS? We need to find out if Dr. Lewis, what's his name, go through the book of DNA. Maybe you guys are cousins.
Oh, right.
Somewhere.
Maybe we are. I've never had my 23andMe done before, but you never know. You never know. Well, anyway, this lovely young person, wonderful, incredibly talented person is joining us tonight. Is she in the wings? Is she waiting in the wings?
Oh, yeah, she's ready to go.
Okay, enter stage right. There she is. Hi, Mia.
Hello.
How are you?
I
honey
still do
bunny?
think we're gently related. I feel like we
do
have
too.
to be.
We
But
have
we
to
gotta
be.
do the tracking. I know that my grandpa the Gentile grandpa, he's from Sicily.
Oh, okay. We're from
Agrigento,
Avellino,
Cinjana.
which it's beautiful there. Have you ever
I've never
been?
been. I have to go. I have to
Mia, do
go.
you speak Italian at all?
No, it's kind of sad. I speak Spanish actually,
Okay.
but uh, my grandpa really wanted my dad and his sisters to Americanize, so they didn't even really
Yeah,
speak Italian in the house. And it's
that
funny, I'm
happened
living
quite a
in
bit.
Astoria, and I used to come to Astoria as a kid to visit my grandma. My grandpa died before I was born,
Oh,
but it's kind of like a full circle return. But yeah, my dad grew up in Astoria, but they didn't speak Italian in the house.
yeah, but that happened quite a bit with Italians. You don't want to sound Italian. A lot of people change their last names too. It took the or just took the vowel off the end.
Yeah.
Or whatever names meant. Like in Italian, all last names mean something. They're all descriptive. So gentile, did you know what it means? It
Like
means
kind?
kind. Yeah. But every last name, like means something or what from village they were from or whatever. So that's really, really a cool thing. But they did when they came over to Ellis Island, lots of times they'd say, where are you from? And the person would just say, I'm from Naples. And they would just all of a sudden call them, that's their new last name, Naples.
It's
Or,
crazy.
yeah. So
Yeah.
people just kind of rolled with it,
And my
you know?
grandpa was like quarantined for a while. He came over as a child. But
Really?
apparently my aunt on my dad's side and a couple cousins went out to where they're from, and there's a whole street like Via Gentile.
I
And
believe
when
that.
even they'd never met anybody that lived there, but when they said, my grandpa's name, apparently everyone just shut down all their shops and they just showered them like for however long they were there. I think 5 days to a week. They just showered them with gifts and cooked these dinner. They stopped everything. They were like,
I
"Your
believe it.
family."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way it is in Italy. If you go to the little towns, it's really mind-blowing. And you get invited to everything. Like when I went, you get invited to weddings, to anything. You're like, okay. And they love Americans. I mean, let's see how long they love Americans now. But right now, I mean, for a while they loved Americans, and I hope they still do. So Mia, you are doing a brand new show. You're always doing something. But I popped. You're always doing something amazing, and your voice is to die. I love it, love it, love it. It's beautiful. And it just popped up on my feed. I'm like, she's doing a new show. So you're doing Oklahoma, right?
Yeah. So I feel really lucky. And by the way, thank you. I appreciate that. And I feel similarly about you. I feel like when I get to see you perform, it's such a special experience. It's like
Oh,
it's a
thanks, honey.
spiritual experience, the way like your generosity of spirit when you're performing. I just admire you so much as a songwriter and a creator. So this is really cool because this will be my third year back in a row with this really fun hybrid situation. So there's the New Paradigm Theater
Hmm.
run by Kristen Huffman, who she bridges all the worlds. She was in the opera world. She's a musical theater person. She taught at UHeart, I believe, and she created this theater company. She was in the John Doyle production of Company, Raul
Wow.
Esparza. So she plays
So
instruments.
cool.
Like she's so cool, and
Oh, wow.
she's brilliant too. And so every time oh, look at this, everything's all queued up. I just love it. Go
Oh, that's
Leo.
Leo. That's all Leo. I can't take any credit for that.
She's just brilliant. I find that we're taking these classics because we're basically New Paradigm Theater partners with the Norwalk Symphony Orchestra.
Right. I saw that. That's
And
incredible.
so this is a staged concert version of Oklahoma. 2 years ago, I was Carrie Pipperidge in their Carousel, and last year I was Marion in their Music Man, which was
Oh
just
my God.
wow,
How
wow, wow. To get to
wonderful.
like,
Yeah.
you know, dust off the cobwebs of the lyric soprano chops that, I mean,
I
I
was
don't get
gonna
to sing
say
that kind
that's
of stuff
all
a
like
lot.
serious legit stuff.
And I can do that. I just haven't, people don't always ask me to do it. It's just,
Right.
and it's, the symphony is so they're so
Oh,
good. And
I can
the
imagine.
maestro, Jonathan Yates, they actually had me sing like was I was the soloist for their Pops concert this last summer. It was just kind of like a chronology of Broadway. Um, and so I really, really love working with these people. And so yeah, Jonathan Yates is brilliant. He's incredibly, I don't know. There's just something about working on this music with him where he allows a lot of creative freedom, but he's also down to get into the story and the meaning of it. He's not going to lose the
Right.
forest for the trees musically.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, Kristen is so smart. I've found that despite the fact that these are pretty old shows,
Right.
written
Right.
by men, she always has a fresh take, and she's always looking without altering too much, really, what the material is, and without, while still honoring the intent of the playwright, she finds a way to empower the women,
That's
the female
fantastic.
characters.
I love that. That is so
And
cool.
yeah, and what's really cool too is that she also finds a way to take these gorgeous, lush, like these scores and these older golden age pieces and kind of ground them in today. So she'll
Mm.
partner with a nonprofit organization and spotlight that nonprofit.
Really? How
And
cool is
somebody
that?
who works, yeah, it's so cool. So when we did Carousel, she partnered with a domestic violence organization. So she wasn't shying away from the themes, the dark themes of the
Wow.
show. And so someone from um, the organization spoke with the cast the first day of our, read through, sing through with the orchestra. You have to show up fully memorized because you only have a week to throw it on its feet. And then you
Unbelievable.
do like one show. This time we have two, which is great.
Yeah,
But
let's
it's
talk about the
very
dates on that.
accelerated.
So
Hmm.
the dates are Saturday, February 8th at 7:30 and
Hmm.
Sunday, February 9th at 2 p.m.
Yes, and this is at Norwalk City Hall. So you're in a concert hall. The entire symphony orchestra is on the stage with us, and it's pretty
Incredible.
easy to get to. If you're in the city, you could just take the Metro North
Yep.
train, take the New Haven line. It's pretty easy to get to, probably less than an hour,
Mhm.
um, depending if you go local or express. But come on out.
A
And
and
Connecticut
when
is
you
really
talked
beautiful.
about the orchestra, that to me, like, as a singer, that I mean, it must feel like there's literally wind behind you, right?
Yes.
Like wind in musical sa in your vocal sails, like,
Yeah.
I would feel like I
Yes.
was flying if I had an orchestra behind me.
Maria, you literally, when I've been talking about this, it's so funny. You took the words out of my mouth. Like this, it's hard for me to even find an adequate metaphor. So I said this to a really great musician friend of mine. He was like, "Oh, that must be so cool." I'm like, "You don't even understand. To sing with a full symphony orchestra behind you, it's like flying. It's like,
Yes.
and it's also like sailing, like the orchestra, the music from this live, lush orchestra, it's like the ocean, and you're just kind of,
Mm,
you're like, it's
so
a really
beautiful.
special experience, and I was lucky to get to experience it when I first moved to the city. Actually, I did a couple symphony gigs when I first, came to New York, um, and traveled out to these symphonies. One was in Portland, Maine, and one was in North Carolina. So that was my first time, and the first time I ever experienced it, it was like, wow, it was like a leaving my body experience.
Bet. Now, Mia, I remember I don't remember exactly where it was, but didn't you do something like for some big football stadium thing, or where was
Oh
that?
yeah.
Because I remember watching you doing that, like on Facebook. I don't know if it was a
Oh my
live.
gosh, good memory. It
Yeah, but
was.
I was blown away. It was so good.
Oh
What
my
was that?
gosh, that's so sweet. So my friend Katie Foffel and my other friend too, Joshua Koback, they work together. Katie is an incredible. She's a Broadway veteran. She also went to my same school, CCM, and so did Josh Koback. I connected with her later when I took voice lessons from her, and then volunteered and worked at this incredible nonprofit that she created called Broadway for Arts Education. But this was like, I ended up just doing a demo for this project that she was involved with, writing an original song. And there were all these aspects of it, like world music.
Mm.
And it was for the opening of the Chase Center, and it was connected to the Golden State Warriors. I'm
Yeah,
not a big
yeah,
sports ball person, I gotta
yeah.
say. I
Golden
might
State
get
Warriors.
that wrong.
Stephen
Um,
Stephen Curry, right?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So I was this soloist. I mean, I had this like golden gown, and there were
I
incredible like
remember it.
cirque performers. There were fireworks. There was a sear wheel. There were people standing on shoulders, like, and there was this choir of about 50 or 60, like a gospel choir, and I was like sort of soloing over this choir. It was a pretty epic experience, I
Yeah,
have
I
to
mean,
say.
epic is a good way to describe it, but it stayed in my mind, because
Yeah,
you have to be solid as a rock to be able to pull that off, because
yeah,
there's so much other stuff happening around you, like you described, and the chorus. It's like, how does someone plant their feet, take a breath, and sing?
yeah.
That's quite an accomplishment.
Oh, thank you. It
Yeah.
definitely felt like an honor to get to do that, and kind of is just a testament to that sort of like the relationships you build, you might luck into an opportunity. Because they were trying to pitch like it to Katy Perry. They were like trying to get Katy Perry to do that, and they couldn't. They were like, "Why don't we just bring in the girl who did the demo?"
Oh, I love that. That's
Yeah,
great, but it worked. So
yeah.
now you're in rehearsals for this piece, this Oklahoma piece, or
No.
you have to just memorize it.
So I am learning it in a vacuum right
Oh my
now.
God.
Although I have to say I've had a couple like Zoom calls with the Lori. Her name's Heidi Giberson. She's so lovely. And I'm texting and emailing with Kristen all the time. We're talking about Green Grow the Lilacs, the play that it's based on, and talking about interpretation and kind of just. And we had a Zoom call actually with the entire cast just for her to orient them to the process, because basically you show up learned, and
Mm.
it's scenes too. I mean, and it's staged. Um,
Okay, can
but
I stop you for a
yeah.
second? That is complete trust in a performer. Like that is saying, I trust this person. I know she's going to pull through, because if people don't do their job individually and know their stuff, when you all come together, I mean, and a lot can go wrong.
And I think that's why I get hired back, because she knows she loves to hire back the people, because it's
Of
such a
course.
unique process. It's not like a regional show where you have the luxury of everything getting baked into a several week rehearsal process. It's like this is more along the lines of like opera and concert work. But it's this hybrid, because it's like I mean, it's a slightly abridged version of the shows. It's the concert version, so sometimes little subplots get cut, little scenes get cut down, but it's the musical. We're doing scene songs. It's not
I
just like
love it.
standing at a music stand. It's like, without sets, but it's pretty realized production.
I love it. Now,
Yeah.
let's just take a second, because I have a bunch of people that have come in. So, and I want to acknowledge them. And I'm looking at two different screens because we go live on many different platforms.
Oh,
So,
cool.
let me see. Michelle Ruiz is watching. Hi, Michelle. I saw her last night at Stonewall. Dale Patrick is watching. Hi, Dale. Greg Goodbrode. Do you know Greg Goodbrode? You should. You
No.
two would love each other. He is an incredible singer. He used to work at Brandy's, and he's
Oh.
toured and does a million things. He was in Mamma Mia. He's done a million things, but he's just a
Oh.
beautiful tenor. You two would
I'm
I
sure
would
we have a million connections already,
I
because
would
I'm
cast you
thinking,
together in many things. So,
oh,
Greg Goodbroad, look up Mia Gentile. You guys will be friends. Rebecca Whiteman has joined us. Hi, baby. Carly Bell has joined us. Hi, Carly. And we just want to say hello to everybody. So, welcome. This is Mia Gentile, who has joined us. I mean, we have on tonight talking about she's doing Oklahoma tell them again where you're doing it.
the Norwalk Symphony Orchestra partnered with New Paradigm Theater. So it's at Norwalk City Hall in the concert hall.
Okay, and that is this no, not this. I'm sorry. February 8th, Saturday at
Yeah, don't scare
7:30.
me.
I know, geez.
There's still
And
time.
there's still time, you still have time. And Sunday, February 9th at 2 p.m. And as Mia said, it's about an hour's ride out of the city. It's well worth it. And there's a full orchestra behind the cast. Oh my God.
It's luscious. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. That's a good word for it. Now, Honey Bunny, if you would be so kind, we're going to bring in our other guest, but we're going to zoom you out just temporarily.
Love it.
Bring in the lovely Dana Craig, who you know. I can't believe it. She
I
knows
know.
you, and you.
It's
And
funny
then
to
when I
see
booked
her.
you guys, I didn't know you knew each other. and then we'll bring you back in.
I love it.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mia Gentile. No relation, but you never know. All right, this she is beautiful and talented and sweet as can be. So we love you. We'll bring you right back, honey. Just hang out in the wings. Hang out in the wings. So that's Mia. If you ever get a chance to hear Mia sing, you just ridiculously do yourself a favor and listen to Mia sing. Go and find her if she's in a show. And if you just want to YouTube her for now, you're going to be a huge fan. You're gonna fan out. So go and look up Mia Gentile, same last name as me. And you'll be able to find her now. Independently of booking Mia tonight on the show, I was scrolling through Facebook, as is my way, or Instagram sometimes, and things pop up. And I'm like, and I like to stay like sometimes I'll book people way ahead if I know they have a show coming up or something. But I like to stay within a few weeks of booking people because a lot of stuff happens in that time that I like to stay as current as I can. So I saw this come up and I said, wait a minute, I've heard about this. So there is a new documentary called A Truly Terrific, Absolutely True Story, and it's about Liza Minnelli. And then when I'd seen this before, but then I saw our friend Dana Craig's name attached to it. I was like, wait a minute. So she is one of the producers, and we're so happy that she was able to zoom. There she is. Hi, gorgeous. I
Keep going, keep going.
I love it. So Dana, and you know, redheads are my favorite. I love a ginger. I think
Freshly dyed this morning just for you, my dear.
I love it. No, I think that redheads are the most interesting people on the planet. I just think they're great. So thank you for bringing the red in tonight to our show. Now you're involved in this amazing documentary.
Yes.
So tell us about it.
There's two Italian ladies already on your program, and now here's the third. Um,
That's right.
Minnelli, Liza. Yes, I'm co-producer of the Liza Minnelli film called Liza, A Truly Terrific, Absolutely True Story, which, if you know Ring Them Bells,
Yep.
that is a line from when she introduces Ring Them Bells. I have a
Yep.
truly terrific, absolutely true story. Um, so yeah, the way I got involved in it is I brought this project to the company that I've worked at for 12 years called Atlas Media, and we produce films and some television and digital media. And
And
I
Atlas
thought,
Media is based in New York or LA?
yes, New York.
Okay,
And
cool.
I thought, I think I know how to get to Liza. And
Mm,
she hadn't had a proper documentary made on her, and we're kind of this documentary boom. And we got connected with her management and some folks in her orbit, and the conversations just kept happening. And
wow.
as documentarians, our first question is there something we haven't seen yet? She's the
Right.
most documented, photographed person of all time.
Is that
And
true?
sure, it has to be. I mean, she was born and they took a picture. That's what
Right,
she
I
always said.
know. I mean, and right. That's, but you're probably
Yeah.
right. You're probably
Well,
right.
when you have Judy Garland and Vincent Minnelli as your parents, you're kind of thrust into the spotlight. So, um, yeah, they said we have about 25 hours of footage that has never before been seen.
Cool.
And it was a documentary that was being made in 1975 on her world tour. And
Wow.
we pressed play, and it was just mind-boggling. She was in her prime. It was after Cabaret, so she's already been it girl. The fur coats,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sunglasses. Kay Thompson is there. Lorna Luft is there. Jack Haley Jr. is her husband, the Tin Man's son, and they're getting on planes, and she's warming up backstage, and it was fabulous. And so
Wow.
we made a movie.
I love it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love it. And there's just so much. Like you're right. Liza has been around for such a long time and been attached to so many amazing projects that
yeah.
historically, in some way, we're all connected to her. Like there's a memory and everything. Like for me, when I hear "The World Goes Round," I go right to. I
Oh,
mean, it's just one of my favorite songs. And I
well, then you
remember
have to watch the film. You
Oh,
have to watch
I
this
can't
film.
wait. I think it's gonna be amazing. Let me just make sure. Sometimes people comment, and I wanna make sure I get their comments, but,
Yeah.
um and, she's just like in every way an icon, but she's done so many live performances, she's done so many films, like New York, New York. So many people remember that film with De Niro, and that was such a
Yeah.
big deal, like, all the stuff that she does, and then so I'm really looking forward to it. Now, so you took that footage, did you bring some of today into it as well?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
We interviewed her. We sat with her for about 4 or 5 hours. It
Wow.
was just the best hang. She's so cool. I mean, she's, very anxious and just wants everything to be like, is that good enough? Is that good enough?
Oh,
It's
that's
like, you
sweet.
are perfect.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was a great hang. And we got interviews with her. We went to her home, filmed a little bit at her home. Um, we did a limo scene, so we got her in a limo, and like that's what that picture is that you pulled up in the beginning. Um,
Wow.
yeah, I got to hold her Emmy. It was,
How cool
it's
is
been
that?
a crazy,
And
crazy
also
life.
we don't if you don't, especially if you're younger, you don't realize historically how much she was attached to, like the Halston film. If you watch the Halston
Yeah,
film, like the character of Liza Minnelli is so big in that film that you forget, oh yeah, right, Liza was around, or the Studio 54 stuff, like all that era of you forget, oh right, that was Liza. Oh right, because her career has spanned so many decades.
she was a fashion icon, and if it was just that, that's great. But she's also EGOT, you know.
Right.
She's massive, and she's also, to me, she's kind of like a verb and a noun.
Yeah.
Liza. Oh, you're very Liza right now. Everyone knows what that means. She has
Yeah.
just catapulted beyond legend, and she's the opposite of that. She doesn't think of herself that way. She truly is a very nice Italian lady
Yep.
who is quirky and funny, so funny,
Oh, I can
and
imagine.
just
And
a
she's
doll.
also
She's
so
perfect.
supportive and always has been of the gay community.
Oh my gosh, she has been at every venue supporting all of her friends, new and old.
Right.
She's a rock star. Yeah.
Yeah. And explain to everybody what an EGOT is. I know what it is, but a lot of people probably don't know what that is, but that's quite an accomplishment.
Well, is she an EGOT? Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Right.
So she has one Oscar, but she was twice nominated, once for the Stero Cuckoo, that was before Cabaret. She has a few Tonys. She has a Legend Grammy, Legend
Wow.
Award, and her Emmy for Liza with a Z.
Unbelievable.
So. And
Unbelievable.
some
It's so
Golden
cool.
Globes. That was the EGOT. Yes.
Oh, how cool is that?
She's a Golden
Yeah.
Globe. Yeah.
So many films, so many fun films. Um, so that is now at the IFC, right, Center,
That's right. New York
which
City.
is I think it's on 6th Avenue, right around um right near Carmine Street. You get off at West 4th Street if you're taking any train,
Yeah,
A B C
West
D
4th.
E F
Yep.
West 4th, or if you're taking an Uber or walking, it's right between, I want to say, Carmine and maybe West 3rd, right there.
That's right.
Um,
You can walk to the duplex. You can walk to the comedy cellar.
yeah, it's just a great spot. It's an amazing theater,
Hmm.
and you get chills walking in there because this is a neighborhood that is so storied,
Yep.
and it has been supportive of artists for so long, and the IFC is right there. So this is part of the Tribeca Film Festival,
No, we
right?
opened at Tribeca. That
Oh,
was in June.
oh,
Yeah. So
cool.
this is the actual theatrical in the cinemas opening. And then
Wow.
next week, Friday, the 31st, we open in LA. And after that,
Unbelievable.
we're open. You could go to lizadocfilm.com, and there's all the cities that are up so far. We keep adding them. So we are going to be in Nashville, San Francisco, Modesto, Denver, Pittsburgh. So check it out.
Wow. So
Yeah.
here in New York, it opens January 24th
Okay.
at the IFC, the Film Center. So that's really cool. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be amazing. And I
I
could, you know,
just got a text about Friday night being sold out.
I believe it.
So
Why
that just
wouldn't it?
happened.
I
I
love
don't
that.
know. I don't
I
know.
love. Well, listen, if it's okay with you, can we bring Mia Gentili back in?
Please, I'm
No,
dying
no,
to
no.
see her.
I love this. I love that you.
Dana!
Oh my God.
I'm so
Either
excited
way,
for you.
speaking of Liza, you are giving me like a young Liza Minnelli. Have you
Oh,
ever ventured into that world?
I played Liza in Forbidden Broadway actually.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet. Yep.
And I was Sally Bowles in Cabaret in high school. I was actually a
Yes, yes, yes.
sophomore and we like won the whole New England Moss Hart Award and I remember like I mean that's when I, really started to fall in love with her, kind of watching those, watching that movie to kind of study. They lifted a lot of the actual choreo. Our high school took theater very seriously and it was amazing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just think I just think the most of her. I think she's like you, yeah, you said it the best. She's huge. She's like a powerhouse. But there's also even in imitating her, it's like the only thing you can really she's just so generous of spirit.
Yeah.
She's just I just love you. There's just like
Yes.
so much love there for everyone that's
Yeah.
in the room. Like she's just and I have to say I love her in Arrested Development, the way that she can sort of like make fun of herself in
Yeah.
her
Hmm.
character in
Her
that. I mean,
physical comedy.
it's unreal. It's
Wait,
unreal.
do you know why she was cast in that?
No.
Because Ron Howard, who did the voiceover for Arrested Development, remember?
Yeah.
She was his babysitter.
No.
And he
Oh my
remembers her
God.
being so funny. And he's like, I think I'm the perfect person for
It,
this.
Oh
that's a
my
great
God.
story.
Isn't that
And
Hollywood?
he was
That's
like
so
a
Hollywood.
producer on it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a great story. Lynn Portis has
She's so
joined
proud of
us.
that, as she should be.
Um, let me see who else has joined us. I just want to make sure Matt Chicheka has joined us. Hi, Matt. He's one of my cousins in Massachusetts. So, okay, all roads lead to Liza. I think that's what we're getting to. We're all connected
Yeah.
to Liza somehow. So go and check that out. Now we're gonna take a few minutes for the food section of our show, as I
Yeah.
always cook, because if I ask my creative guests to come on and stay creative, then I must be creative myself every week. And this week, so here's what I cook. So the section of our show is called "Go Ahead, Keep Eating." So we have to do it together on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. We all say it. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead,
Go ahead. Keep
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 eating.
eating.
Okay, so what did I
So New
make?
That
York
was
of you.
terrible.
Go
I
ahead.
know, of
That was
course.
really bad.
So what I do is I let myself eat like nobody's business during the holidays, but then I have to go back on my keto diet in January. Otherwise, I can't fit into my pants, as is exactly what happened in January. So, but keto for me works great because I love. So this is what I made, and you can be very creative. This is just my thing. If you're a vegan, you're not going to like my keto stuff. But so I made pulled. Leo will love this. I made pulled pork tacos. So I have pulled pork here, and instead of putting like anything sweet on there, I did put a little bit of hot honey, Mike's hot
Oh,
honey on there, and I put a little bit of like spices, very like Mexican spices and things like that. But this way, it still stays keto. And then I have purple onions, cilantro, radishes, and this is my secret weapon. And nobody pays me to promo anything. What I like is what I like. This company I can't say enough about. It's called Truff, and they have different sauces, and I love this stuff. So this particular one is jalapeno lime truffle sauce.
oh
It's
my.
off. I know exactly. And it's not
So
cheap stuff.
gorgeous.
This bottle's like $17, but it's worth every penny because you only
Oh,
need a few drops.
Truffle.
Yeah, because it's truffle. So the Italians, we love our truffle. So I put a
Whew.
little bit of this on there, And those are
Mm.
my pulled pork tacos. Leo, are you proud of
Mm.
me?
I love
Le-
the tortilla
That looks
marks that
so
you have there.
good.
well, Leo, those tortillas are carb-free tortillas. They're low, they're zero carb, and the name of the company is called Mission, and you can find them anywhere now.
Mhm.
And they're not expensive. They're so good. And Leo
And they're
showed
very
me,
soft. I use
yes,
that brand
thank
too.
you. And Leo showed me how to toast them on the oven. Just you flip them
Ooh.
on the
Gotta get
actual
those
burner.
calluses. Gotta
I
get those
love it.
calluses.
And
Ah,
and for
I
a
like
salad, I
choice.
have Boston lettuce. And these tomatoes are called flavor bombs. And I think they're from they're not Italian, they're a Japanese company, if you can imagine, but they're incredible. They're so sweet. So flavor bomb, little cherry tomatoes, and then this Sicilian olives right here, little Sicilian olives for you, Mia,
Mm.
and a little bit of fig infused olive oil.
Oh,
And I
Mm.
use the actual, fig infused balsamic vinegar and the
Mm.
olive oil that the little bocconcini were marinated in. So that's my salad. And then the only sad thing about keto really is the desserts. You can't have a lot of desserts. But so what I do love, they have sugar-free jello, and I can have
mm.
sugar-free jello, and I'm put a little bit of
The
whipped
cream's
cream
good
on that. You
too.
can have whipped cream. So listen, I know it's rough, but I have to. I won't be able to fit into anything. So that's my meal for tonight. My January reality meal for the night. Now, so you two know each other just from crossing worlds collide, right? You're both New York girls.
Well,
Not
I met
originally, but go ahead.
I
Mm.
met Dana during Kinky Boots via Natalie Joy Johnson, and Dana was essentially like part of the Kinky Boots family, like
I love
honorary
I
cousin.
had
Natalie Joy.
nothing to do with Kinky Boots, but yes, I was friends with
But that's the way
Natalie,
it
and
felt. Yeah, you were part of the
yeah,
slags, the
I
yeah.
love
ladies.
that. Natalie is so funny. Oh my god.
She's everything.
She's a total goofball. I love a good goofball. So,
She's similar to Liza in that way, in terms of like the magnanimous and also just like uh totally fearless performer, just all out there and like really knows how to have an entire room of people in the palm of her hand, in her cabaret shows. It's crazy.
And she is having a show on January 27th.
I
If
didn't
I
know
may
that.
also be Natalie Joy
Yes,
Johnson's tweet team.
plug.
Please. So
Yes.
where
You know,
is
I
it?
need to plug my girlie.
Where is
I
it?
think it's Green Room 42.
Green Room 42,
That
which
tends
I
to be
love. I
where
love
she
that.
does it.
I
Yeah,
love that spot.
I
We're
could be
gonna
wrong,
to
but
have Natalie Joy Johnson on the show sometime.
yes, we do.
Yes.
Just
Absolutely.
travels so much. And Brian Nash, they're like a team. Is he playing for her?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Usually.
probably. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm intrigued. I love her. She's great.
Wait, Mia, I'm also in Astoria.
No way.
Yeah.
I love
What?
this.
This is so
I'm kind of
cool.
on the Beer Garden Avenue. That's where I am. 24th.
Oh, we're like there's all those like Donner House. I'm only recently in Astoria, so I'm still getting
Aw,
used to it all and getting to know it
sweet.
all.
It's so beautiful out there, though. I do love it. I've always loved it out there.
Oh my God,
And
the
so many of
food
my
too.
friends, yeah, so many of my friends have lived there over the years. It's really sweet. It's really a nice, and the food. Oh my God.
Yeah. There's like an organic fruit and vegetable market, like local fruits and vegetables that's like 24 hours. Like
Really?
Yeah,
they're just
the United
incredible.
Brothers on 30th Avenue.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
plug my boys.
Yes. I'm like, how can you stay open like that? I mean, how is it 24 hours, 7 days a
Yeah,
week? But
I know.
and
And
it's
after COVID, a
keeping
lot of
good.
places closed. Like they don't do the 24-hour thing at all anymore. You know?
yeah, I was coming home from I did that parenting musical at Theater Row in the fall. I actually got injured, and then after my like debut performance going on, oh, Natalie Joy Johnson.
Yeah, she
But
is.
I would do grocery shopping at like 11 p.m. like coming home from the show.
I love it. I love night because I work nights too, so I get it. I would love it if there was a place, although there are a few places that you could. Wouldn't that be great if you could just like go food shopping at 4 a.m.?
Well, you can at United Brothers.
I'm gonna have to check
Find
it
some
out.
figs.
After our nights at Studio 54, girl.
I want to go back to Liza for a second. When I worked at Bar Centrale for a few years. This is maybe like
Yes.
almost 20 years ago, 2007, so around there. But
Hmm.
Liza was a regular at Joe Allen downstairs. So that people used to run up because I worked upstairs and they'd be like, Liza's downstairs. So it was like such a cool thing. But so many celebrities came there. But I think she was doing something on Broadway at the time. I'll have to think of what that was. But
Liza's at the Palace.
yeah,
Liza's at the
maybe.
Palace was in 2008, 2009.
Okay, so that's because I think I was there from 207 to 209. So that's
Yep.
probably it. But just really cool things, like one of the things that I love about New York is that people, like no other city has this. We all coexist. We all just go about our business wherever
Hmm.
we work, whatever line so a fireman's going to be on the same train as a bartender, as a Broadway star, as
Hmm.
an agent, as the mayor. Like I know Bloomberg used to take the train. Like it's just like so amazing, and it's hard to explain that. And someone like Eliza would be just going to restaurants around or something like that. One time I was on a bus and I got off at 61st Street. I was on a crosstown bus and I got off at 61st Street. And this little man that had been sitting next to me the entire time just got out first. And he went down the stairs and then he turned around like in such a dancer kind of way, like, let me help you. And I was like, oh, great, thank you. And when I got off, I realized, oh my God, that was Joel Gray. Like,
Wow.
exactly. Like like that's the beauty of New York. And then going
Yeah.
back to like, Liza and the and um I just went blank on the movie, but what do they do together?
Cabaret.
They did get Cabaret, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel Gray's book, it's called Master of Ceremonies. He talks about Liza quite a bit in
Mm.
like the most
Yeah.
beautiful way. Like they had
He's
such a
in our
great
film.
relationship. Yeah,
He's in our film. He was one of the original interviews. He and John
really.
Kander and Cheetah Rivera and Mia Farrow, Ben Vereen, we were blessed to be in the same room with as they were speaking about her. And yeah, Joel said she's like a little sister. He loves her so much.
Yeah, but I love that book. That's a by the way, everybody, because I love autobiographies so much. I just finished Al Pacino's. So good. Oh my God. And read Cheetah Rivera's this year. And
Yeah.
does Liza have an autobiography? I wonder.
Liza is writing one, and it'll be out in 2026.
All right.
Ooh,
Good to
love
know.
that.
Put that on the
I'm,
list.
I'm dying for that audiobook.
Oh, can you
Oh my God.
I know. I
Can't wait.
love audiobooks. Sometimes I'll read the book and listen to the audio at the same time, or just in the
Mhm.
car because I drive a lot. I love audiobooks. That's going to be a great book. That's going to be a
Yeah.
great book. And somebody just sent me, my friend Adrian Christian just sent me Share.
Ah,
Ooh.
Yeah, this is going to part one. Share part
I
one.
was gonna say, is it in two parts?
Yeah, it's in
I'm
two
still
parts.
finishing Barbara's, and I got Barbara's like a year ago.
Listen, I love Barbara Streisand as much as the next person, but and my girlfriend is a huge fan, so we were listening to it on audio. But at some point, I had to like literally just go about my life. I was like, this is the longest. Like I have to just go to work, or I have to take a
Yeah,
shower. Or,
talking
like
about
it's the
the ice
longest
cream,
book.
and she's speaking so deliberately and softly and measured. You're like, come on, girl,
But she describes everything. You're like, okay, Barbara,
everything.
hit the highlights. It's so descriptive. Every street, every what she thought her mother was thinking. Maybe it wasn't what her mother was thinking, but she felt like it was what her mother was thinking, and perhaps she wasn't thinking it at all. And it's like you're like, what? But and I love her. I love Barbara. Now my girlfriend would kill me for,
Love,
for saying this, but
love.
that's going to be so fun. So Kenny Holcomb has
Hi,
joined us.
Kenny.
I want to see the Liza film so bad. Kenny is in Tennessee. Faster speed to listen. Yes, you can
Oh,
hit
you can
faster
speed it
speed to
up.
listen. But
Life
I think you
hacks.
said you're going to be in Nashville, right? The film's going to be in Nashville, Dana.
Yeah, yeah. LizaDocFilm.com. There's a whole list of cities.
That's
So
so
Kenny,
exciting.
you
I
will.
can't wait. I love the IFC theater. I'm excited to see it
Oh,
there.
it's a great theater. It's a great theater. Okay, so I can't believe it. This hour has flown by. Let's recap. Mia, tell everybody where you will be on February 8th and 9th.
I will be at Norwalk City Hall in the concert hall doing Oklahoma with the Norwalk Symphony Orchestra.
Fantastic. Playing the
Yeah.
role of
Ado
Ada
Annie,
Lanning. How
which is the
cool.
best. So
Yeah,
it's going to be
she's
fun. My first time playing this role, but it's a fun one.
yes, it really she's spicy.
Yeah, she's
She's
saucy.
sassy. Yeah. I love that. And Dana, tell everybody what is debuting on the 20. Well, not debut. It's already been at the film festival Tribeca, but now
Yep.
it is released.
We've been getting rave reviews 100% on Rotten Tomatoes so far.
Wow.
So yeah, it's quite amazing. So yeah, it's Liza, a truly terrific, absolutely true story. I will be playing the role of co-producer,
Oh, I love
and
that.
it
But
was done
say
by
it the way Liza would say it, the way you did.
producer. Liza, producer,
Right.
Producer.
co-producer. I don't know. She doesn't sound like that, but it's fun to try.
Yeah,
I
I know.
know.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
produced by Atlas Media Corp and distributed by Zeitgeist and Kino Lorber.
Wonderful. And you've done lots of stuff with them, right? So
Yeah,
Atlas Media Corp, go and check that out as well. Dana, I'm so happy that our paths crossed again.
me too. It's so
That
good to
is
see you.
so
Me
good to see
three.
you, honey. And Mia, same thing. This is so cool. Ladies, do great things in the world as you continue to do great things in the world. Thank you for taking the time to be on our show. Leo, will you join us, please, as we say goodnight to our audiences? Leo, big round of applause for Leo Rodriguez. I would be lost
Yes.
Yay,
without Leo. My
Leo.
guy
You cutest
Friday.
song, Maria. You cutest song. Whatever we were, whatever we do,
Wow.
we're gonna go through. And he just started. We're gonna go
I
through it
love it.
together.
Together.
All right.
That's
So,
in New
what,
York,
Raise a
right?
glass.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dana.
No, raise a glass for Margaret Kirby. I will
Yes.
never get over that tribute at the
Yes.
top
Isn't
of the
that
So
show.
wonderful? Our
beautiful.
teachers. Mia,
Yes.
who was your favorite teacher growing up?
Oh man, I had so many amazing teachers growing up. I have
Who
a
is one
soft
that
spot in my
stands
heart
out?
for Alice Lipson. She was my choir teacher, and she was just special woman. I kept saying, "It's about the music." Like she just kind of leveled us, you know. It's like it's about the music. It's about something bigger than us, you know.
I
And she
love
was
it.
just an
Mhm.
incredible choir teacher.
And Dana, who was a teacher you had that you loved that stands out?
Mrs. Zuby, Mrs. Diane Zuby with a Z. And she was my fifth grade teacher, and she taught us how to farm. She gave us all chickens to take care of. She was the coolest. She was very like Lily Tomlin and Grace and Frankie vibes, but
Yeah,
like a farmer. Like she was just so cool. Yeah,
I
That's
love
above
that.
and beyond. You got
I would
chickens?
I would do anything for Mrs. Zuby.
See,
Zuby with a Z.
when we remember these teachers, we light up
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
it's just this amazing memory. Mine was Mrs. Rosen. She was hysterical. She was a theater teacher and she taught poetry. And this was my favorite line she used to say. I don't need this job. My husband owns a linoleum company. I don't need this
Or
job. I'm here because I want to be. Yeah,
Wow.
she was great.
linoleum.
Isn't that funny? I don't need to be here, you know. But anyway, I love
Guilt
all of
trip.
you. Thank you for taking the time. Leo, thank you for starting the show off with a beautiful tribute to your teacher. And
Thank the
everybody, thank
teachers.
you. Good luck with everything you do, but we got some good stuff coming up. We're here every Tuesday.
Congratulations, ladies.
I know,
Thank
right?
you. Oh, thanks
9
for
to 10.
having us.
Of course. Come back and see us any Tuesday. We love and appreciate you. Thank